Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Pokemon Showdown live here on the channel. My name is CBAD, and today we've got a team that is focusing on Belly Drum Greedents here in the OU tier. If you guys haven't checked out any of the last Showdown lives, feel free to check out the playlist in the description down below. Of course, if you guys are new, feel free to subscribe, and if you guys like this type of content, feel free to leave a like. This team was actually recently featured about a week ago over on PokeMMD's channel, and I really liked the idea of it. Being able to wall break with a few different Pokemon being allowed for Cheek Pouch, Citrus Berry, Belly Drum, Greedent to set up. So here we've got the team to start the team. Citrus Berry, Cheek Pouch. After we go for a Belly Drum, leaving us at half our HP, Citrus Berry does activate, and Cheek Pouch actually doubles the effects of that variable. The total ability. If this Pokemon eats a berry, it restores a third of its max HP after the berries. So it pretty much essentially acts as a double Citrus Berry here. But Body Slam, Earthquake, Fire Fang, and Belly Drum. Next up here we have Choice Specs, Aegislash, Shadow Ball, Flash Cannon, Steel Beam, and Close Combat. We have the bulky Seismitoad here, pretty defensive, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Scald, and Toxic. Heavy Duty Boots, Rotom with Nasty Plot, Overheat, Discharge, and Volt Switch. Choice Scarf, Galarian Darmanitan, Icicle Crash, Flare Blitz, Earthquake, and U-Turn. And last but not least, we've got a specially defensive Heavy Duty Boots, Mandibuzz with Foul Play, U-Turn, Defog, and Roost. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a really solid background, so we're just going to stick off with the nice double Charizard matchup there. Batman 49 is our first opponent. So my opponent's got a really solid team. Probably Sash, Excadrill lead, Reuniclus, Grimmsnarl, Dragapult, Rotom Heat, and Conkeldurr. If it is in fact the Sash Rotom lead, or excuse me, the Sash Excadrill lead, I'm gonna lead off with Mandibuzz here. And my opponent actually leads off with Grimmsnarl. So what I can do here, if he's just going to try to go for screens, I'm just going to go for some Foul Play for some chip. We'll see exactly what he wants to go for. If he goes for any sort of Prankster targeting moves, Prankster doesn't work on Dark types since Gen 7, so we'll see exactly what he wants to do here. But I'd anticipate some form of screens here. Yeah, we'll go on ahead and get a Foul Play off. We do get a crit. We see no leftovers, so this could be Light Clay. I'm just going to defog his screens away. Going to waste a little bit of that, and I'll just go for another Foul Play here. Nothing on his team really wants to appreciate coming into it. He does go for the Spirit Break, but we do live that. And what I can do here is just go for the Roost. As he goes for another Reflect, perfectly fine. We'll just go for another Defog here to get those screens away. He does go for the Spirit Break one more time, which we're living. We are very handsomely living on Spirit Break. So I will Roost here once more. He does go for the Spirit Break. Unfortunately, he does get the roll that he needs, but here's the thing is that we do have a Galarian Darmanitan in the background. We also do have our Aegislash here, so I'm going to go on to Aegislash. I'm going to go just for the Flash Cannon here. He may try to set up the Reflect. He may also go for the Light Screen, depending on what type of build he thinks I am. He may also have a Dark type move that he wants to go for. He goes for the Light Screen, which is a smart play on his part. We are Choice Specs, though, so we're able to knock him out through the Light Screen. Like I said, we didn't see any leftovers on there, so I'd anticipate that to be Light Clay. We've been defogging the screens away, so we can't really tell what type of build he is, but we'll see how long this Light Screen's around, what my opponent wants to go on into. Rotom Heat is definitely a good play. He can also go out into the Dragapult here, which is unfortunate because he can certainly go for a Dragon Dance. He just goes for a Shadow Ball, and that does knock us out. So that gives us access to our Darmanitan here. Once we get a little bit more damage off, we actually have a really solid chance here with Greedent. The Conkeldurr is a big threat in my opinion because it does have access to the Mach Punch. He's actually Scarf Dragapult, so we're going to be able to go for a U-turn here. And because he's Scarf, actually, what I want to do is I want to go out into Greedent, and I'm just going to click Belly Drum as he goes out into the Conkeldurr. So I don't think a Mach Punch should knock me out from full. He does get the Gut Slam. Well, it might knock me out from full. I'm just going to go for the Body Slam here. We are +4. There's no Reflect Up. He's actually just faster than me naturally. Damn it. So that's unfortunate because I feel like we are not in a winning situation anymore. But I'm just going to keep clicking Icicle Crash now with Galarian Darmanitan. He does have the Mach Punch. I don't see any way we can bring this way back. Unfortunately, that was a little bit of a faster Conkeldurr than I would have liked. Huh. Where's Conkeldurr sitting at? Where's Conkeldurr sitting at? Oh, uninvested, he's naturally faster. That's my fault. That's my fault. I thought we were... I thought we were faster. Okay, that's fine. I thought because we had speed investment we'd be faster, but that's my own fault here. We'll get another matchup, though, try to showcase off some more Greedents. My opponent's got a pretty bulky team. Mandibuzz, Ferrothorn, Uniclus, Rotom Heat, Mimikyu, Dracovish. Dracovish is a solid lead that my opponent can make. I do have a Water Absorb Seismitoad as he actually leads off with a Uniclus. That's fine. We'll be able to get my Stealth Rocks up here as he just goes for Calm Mind. So I've got a Mandibuzz here. Mandibuzz doesn't really care for anything Reuniclus wants to do, in my opinion. So I'll just go for a Foul Play, see what he wants to do. He does have the Focus Blast, which does have a chance to drop my Special Defense. That's a 3-hit KO right now, so I can just keep going for the Foul Plays. I want to keep this thing as low as possible. And what I'm going to do right now, because I anticipate the Focus Blast, is I'm going to go onto my Aegislash here. As he actually goes for the cover. That's unfortunate. So he could have a Ghost-type move that he wants to go for here. I'm going to go back out into Mandibuzz. We do see the Side Shock come off one more time, which is fine. I'm just going to Foul Play. I don't want to Roost just yet, because he's just going to try to set up the entire way on me. So let's just try to keep this thing as low as possible. I think Mandibuzz's role in this matchup is to kind of keep that Reuniclus low. I don't see it providing much more support than that in this matchup as of right now. I may come to regret my words here momentarily, but we're going to do our best to keep this Reuniclus as low as possible. And then the idea is to bring in Galarian Darmanitan to be able to do some big boy damage. So because he's probably going to go for a cover, I'm going to go for a Roost as well, just to keep us a little bit out of that range. And I'll keep going for Foul Plays here. He's only got about 6 more Focus Blasts, so we know his full set. So if we can get lucky on some Focus Blast misses, things like that, then we should be in a pretty good spot. And he's got 16 recovers left. Probably just gonna get up to full. Just the Focus Blast does knock me out. Okay, that's cool. So I do have here Darmanitan. And I'm just gonna go for U-turn. I'm not gonna go for U-turn and a Rotom. As he goes for the Side Shock, knocks me out. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Because now what I get to do is I get to go out into my Darmanitan one more time, and I get to click U-turn. I'm gonna actually go for Earthquake here, because I want Earthquake to invite in Mandibuzz or Rotom. I didn't want to go for U-turn to give him the potential. Here's the Mandibuzz. So I do have Toxic on my Seismitoad here. He does go for the Defog, which is fine. I'm just going to go for my Rocks as he gets in Ferrothorn. And now what I would like to do here is just go straight out into my Darmanitan where I get to click some buttons. I want to keep trying to break this team up a little bit. So that way Greedent can come in and do its thing. He doubles out in a Rotom. We don't see leftovers on this thing. Could be a trick set. Just go for Will-O-Wisp. There's the trick. Okay, cool. So we are now a Choice Scarf Seismitoad, but we do get some big boy damage off on that thing, which is perfectly fine. And then what I would like to do on the Greedent... on the Scald. On the Ferrothorn coming in. That's fine. I'll just go for Scald here. We do get the burn on the Mandibuzz, which is nice. It is going to be a little bit more residual recovery. We do see that it is the heavy-duty boots here. I'm going to go out into my Darmanitan. Because now that Rotom's pretty weak, I can pretty freely just go for Icicle Crash and kind of keep poking holes in the team until Greedent's able to come in. So he's actually going to... He goes out into the Rotom. Unfortunately, I do miss. However, because he's no longer Scarfed, I do have the option to go for another Icicle Crash. We are able to pick that off. My biggest concern here is breaking the Mimikyu's Disguise, truthfully, and among a few other things. So goes down to the Ferrothorn. I don't know if he has Protect. I'm just going to go for Stealth Rocks here. I'm going to get them up one more time. And he knows I'm locked in, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to go out to my Aegislash as he goes for the Power Up. That's perfectly fine by me. I'm going to go for a close combat here just to see what kind of damage we can get off on this thing. We're doing a little less than I'd like, but it's okay. We do see that he is Iron Barb's Rocky Helmet. Goes to the Leech Seed. That's cool. Because he's Leech Seed spikes, I don't think he'd be Protect. I'm going to go for another close combat here and hopefully knock myself out between the combination of the two. That way he doesn't get any more recovery. So he actually gets another layer of spikes up, which is a pretty solid play by my opponent. I'm going to go on to Greedent. I'm just going to click Fire Fang. We're going to take the Iron Barbs and the Rocky Helmet. That unfortunately puts me just outside of Citrus Berry range, and Dracovish does come out. I do have a Seismitoad here. I'm going to hope he goes for Vicious Rend. He goes for Psychic Fangs. Okay. That's fine. Let's go back out into Darmanitan. Let's just start clicking Icicle Crash. Icicle Crash is a neutral hit on Dracovish. Mandibuzz comes out. It's probably 2-hit KO'd. We're going to break Mimikyu's Disguise after it takes rocks. If we get a flinch on this thing, I'd anticipate that it does live this pretty well. But we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens. I'm curious to know this damage off the top of my head because it's a pretty common matchup here that I see. And my opponent actually disconnects. He knew that Greedent was going to be his demise. And he left. He ran back to his mom like a scared little baby. Like a scared little baby. And he's got a minute left. He's got a minute left. 30 seconds left. Oh, man. I think I'm going to have to cut to if my opponent comes back or not. But I'm pretty sure he was scared of the Greedent. He was afraid. He was afraid. I'm going to go on ahead and queue up another match here. See if we can grab another Greedent team. See if we can grab another Greedent video battle here. Pubio, where you at? You got 10 seconds. Don't make me do double battles. Oh, he joined back. Flinch. Nope. Okay, that's going to be it. I'm just going to click Body Slam here. That's going to be it. Oh, hold on. Greedent's still here. I'm going to go for a Fire Fang Burn. He goes for Play Rough. Yeah, it's not going to be it. GG. GG. All right. Let's grab this matchup right here. My opponent's got Corviknight, Toxtricity, Dragapult, everything that I don't want to see, but it's okay because we will overcome in the face of adversity. We will overcome in the face of adversity. I'm going to lead off with my Rotom because that is a great lead matchup in my opinion. For Galarian Darmanitan. Naturally faster than me. That looks like Scarf damage. That's something to keep in mind. He's going to U-turn out into probably something that wants to take a Volt Switch. Goes out to his Hatterene. That's cool. Because I don't see too many Pokemon on his team that like Choice Specs Flash Cannon. I don't see too many that do. We'll get a Flash Cannon off. We'll knock out the Hatterene. That's a pretty big threat in my opinion to Greedent, being able to, if it is slower and is like a Trick Room variant, something like that. I'm going to go back out on my Rotom. Rotom's still a great pivot into this thing. Because he actually goes out into Corviknight, so I'm really interested why he would make that play, but it's okay, because I'm going to click Nasty Plot as he goes out into Grimmsnarl. Now, if he does go for screens or anything like that, we're in a pretty good position. I'm just going to go for another Nasty Plot as well. If he decides to get up screens, that way we're still doing damage outside of there. He's actually a Sucker Punch variant, so I'm going to go for a Discharge. And we're going to do some big damage to the Grimmsnarl. He goes for the Play Rough. We do resist that naturally, so that's fine by me. He can certainly go for another Sucker Punch here. But I am going to go for the Nasty Plot. I'm going to try to outplay the Sucker Punches. I'm going to go for one more Nasty Plot. Because there's a Sucker Punch. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to go for a Discharge here. There's a Sucker Punch coming off. That's fine. We still have our Seismitoad in the back, which still helps us out with Galarian Darmanitan pretty handsomely. I am going to go for a Discharge here in front of the Dragapult because I don't want this thing to set up on me. And the Dragon Darts come off. Okay, that's perfectly fine. And we do see that it is Life Orb, so we know that we are going to be able to go out into our Darmanitan and click Icicle Crash. Presuming we connect. We do connect. Awesome. So that is going to put down the Dragapult here. And my opponent can probably go out. Yeah, probably goes out into his Corviknight here. I'm going to go for the Icicle Crush just for some damage. Just to see what he wants to go for. He goes for the Bulk Up. That did do over half. So I'm really curious to see. I would have been curious to see what a second one does, but I don't get that luxury. So unfortunately, that puts us in a position where I'm going to go out into my Greedent and click Belly Drum. As he goes for another Bulk Up. So this Fire Fang's going to hurt. This Fire Fang's still going to hurt. I'm going to hopefully take one of whatever he wants to go for. Maybe a Body Press. Maybe an Iron Head. Goes to the Iron Head. Does a little under half. He gets the flinch. That's huge. I'm furious. I'm foaming at the mouth. Try to get one more Fire Fang off. Goes to another Iron Head. He lands. And we are able to get some big damage off, though, because Greedent does prevail. And he goes to the last Iron Head to be able to put me down. So there are two ways of going about this. I'm going to go out into my Mandibuzz and click Foul Play. It's a +2 Corviknight. I would anticipate that Foul Play from this range does pick up the KO. And I believe between Mandibuzz and Seismitoad, we still do keep the Toxtricity in check, which is my biggest concern. I'm going to go on to Seismitoad here on the U-turn. It does bring in Toxtricity. Toxtricity can go for a Boom Burst. Boom Burst is going to hurt. However, I am just going to click Earthquake here. That's some big boy damage, but we are able to turn around and KO the Toxtricity. Now, depending on what my opponent locks themselves into, he does lock himself in the Icicle Crash. So, here's some options that we have. We can try to live one. I'm gonna. Oh, well, he actually misses. That's what we get for the flinch. That's what we get for the flinch. And my Icicle Crash is 99.8%. We live that, hit off that Foul Play, and we are able to connect that. Let's go on ahead and try to grab another battle. I think that was the first victory of many now, because our Greedent was able to click Fire Fang in front of him. And we have somebody from the agency that we are going up against. So, my opponent does have a lot of agents on his team. He's got the Golurk, Golisopod, Ferrothorn, Toxtricity, Loki, Mandibuzz, and Surfetch. So, I do like rocks in this matchup. I do like rocks for being able to pressure the Golisopod, provided it is not heavy-duty boots. I also do like rocks in this matchup for forcing Defogs for Mandibuzz, which do allow me a little bit of a switch. The Surfetched is a Pokemon that can probably do some pretty good damage to us, depending on the build. I know it does get access to Leaf Blade, a Dark Move or two. Okay, so Agent 00 Pod comes out. I'm going to go for my Stealth Rocks as he does go into the Mandibuzz. And on what I anticipate to be the Defog, it's actually the Taunt. It's actually the Taunt. Brilliant. I'm going to go onto my Rotom here. There's the Defog. There's the Defog. I'm going to Nasty Plot as he goes out into Golurk. And we are faster, and this is going to be a +2 Overheat. We're doing some big boy damage there. Shadow Punch comes off. There's a little bit of damage there. However, I'm going to go for one more Overheat as he does go out into the Mandibuzz. Going to be doing a little bit of damage, which is fine by me. I don't know what this thing wants to go for, so I am just going to Volt Switch out. Could just go for a Roost, which is fine as well. Certainly just go for a Roost. I think it's a good opportunity to get into our Manitan here, because he just goes for the Taunt, actually, so this is going to force a little bit of a switch a little bit harder. And what I do want to do here is I do want to go for the Flare Blitz as Golurk actually comes out. He sacks the Golurk, so now Rotom's freed up a little bit. The Ferrothorn does not allow in the... Excuse me, the Flare Blitz doesn't allow in the Ferrothorn. There is going to be a First Impression coming off that I don't want to take. I'm going to go onto my Mandibuzz here. Because now that that's gone, what I can do is I can just go for a Foul Play on this thing as he goes down to Toxtricity Loki. We're going to be getting some pretty good damage up. Toxtricity's got a pretty good naturally high defense stat. I have a Seismitoad, so I don't know if he would click. I'm going to go Aegislash on what I anticipate to be the Boom Burst. Because Toxtricity, or Seismitoad's a pretty good play for Toxtricity. Aegis Slash takes care of the Boom Burst that's coming out as well as any poison moves. There's the Boom Burst that comes out. So what I can do here actually is I'm going to go out into my Darmanitan. I'm going to switch on to Darmanitan and try to keep the pressure on a little bit. And what I can do now is just go for an Icicle Crash on the Golisopod coming in. We do connect. Unfortunately, that Golisopod is super, super bulky. And what I do want to do here is go out into Seismitoad on the close combat. With Mandibuzz coming in, we are going to be able to get this Toxic off. We missed the Toxic, which is huge. That's really, really huge in my opinion. However, I can stay in and take that Foul Play. We can get a little bit more damage off. We do get a Crit Scald. We do get no burn. The Leftovers comes off. I'm going to go for the Toxic as he actually goes for the Taunt. Okay, that's fine by me. That's fine by me. You can go for another Foul Play here. And I think my play is to get my own Mandibuzz in, and I want to get a Roost off so that way we can kind of deal with that Golisopod a little bit better. And he does go onto the Toxtricity low-key. We are able to get a little bit more damage off. So I went out into the Aegis Slash on the Boom Burst last time, so he could go for the Overdrive. I'm going to go for Seismitoad this time as the Snarl comes off. Ooh, that's some tech right there. That is some tech. I like that. I don't anticipate any Whirl I'm faster, but I will try to get up rocks. He goes for the second Snarl, does knock me out. However, show me your Flare Blitz switch-ins. Show me your Flare Blitz switch-ins. Here comes the Golisopod. We're going to go for a Flare Blitz. We're going to get some big damage. We do bring him down into his emergency exit range, which does bring out the Surfetch. Now, here's where my problems come into play. I'm going to go on a Rotom Heat. The first impression comes off. We actually take that pretty well, which is nice. I'm just going to go for a Discharge here. We should be naturally faster as the Golisopod does come out, so we are going to be able to get some big damage off. We do knock out the Golisopod, which is breaking down that priority that he does have, hopefully for Greedent to be able to come in. And I think Rotom's actually in a pretty commanding position right now, because we are faster than the Toxtricity. I'm going to go for an Overheat here. We are going to be able to pick up the KO on Toxtricity as well. So Rotom Heat is breaking down some walls here. Surfetch is able to come in. I'm going to go for a Discharge here. I am going to play for the Para on this. We do not get it, unfortunately. However, that does put my opponent in a situation where they are now -1. And Darmanitan is able to come in. And I will just click Flare Blitz as the Ferrothorn comes out. So we're going to be able to pick off the Ferrothorn, which is super nice. My opponent can go on to Mandibuzz here. That's fine by me. I want to keep Darmanitan around because it does outspeed the Surfetched. So I think my play, I'm going to go on to Greedent here. He foul plays himself. That's fine. Haunts. He knows. He knows the tech. He knows the tech. I was gonna do that right in his face. I'll just go for a Body Slam here. He does get the crit. That does activate my Citrus Berry into my cheek pouch, so we are going to be able to take that, and we can go for a Body Slam here. We do not get a Paralysis or anything like that, unfortunately. However, the Surfetch does come out. We can go for a Body Slam and get a Paralysis on this thing, which we do, just as I expertly predicted here. And I will just go for a Body Slam. The first impression does come off. However, that's not going to be enough. Greedent is going to be able to take that thing out, and we do win against Agency Need. So let's grab one more battle. Let's see exactly what we can do here. Greedent's kind of coming into his own. We're poking some holes. We're identifying what we've got some trouble with, what we don't have some trouble with. Here's a very interesting team that my opponent has. A very bulky team. A Dragon, Clefable, Seismitoad, Ditto, Corviknight, and Mandibuzz. So perhaps we can get a little bit of a Greedent sweep here if we can get some pre-existing damage off on some Pokemon. But I'm just going to lead off with my Rotom. My opponent can certainly lead off with their Seismitoad here. And what I would like to do is actually go out to my own Seismitoad. Toxic can definitely come off. He gets his own rocks up, which is fine. I'm just going to collect Toxic of my own. If he does choose to go into the Corviknight, that's totally cool. But some Toxic damage on this thing. He actually misses his Toxic, which is pretty huge. And I almost want to say he's going to try to go for another Toxic of his own. So what I want to do here is go out into the Aegis Slash. on that Toxic. He actually goes for the Earthquake, predicts that expertly, gets the crit, punishes me. Absolutely punishes me. Which is great for him, not for me. Great for him, not for me. So, I think what I do here, we're just going to go Greedent. We're just going to hit the Greedent button. He goes down to the Corviknight. Okay. So, we're going to get a pretty big Fire Fang off into this thing. And we're pretty much back up at full. As he goes for the bulk up, so we're +6, he's +1. That Fire Fang does a lot of damage. A lot of damage. I'm going to go for another one here. He goes for the Brave Bird. Brave Bird is going to do a little over half. Unfortunately, that is going to knock out my opponent to the recoil. Pressing the Greedent button, definitely a top tier play. Now, Choice Scarf Ditto gets to come out, unfortunately. And I've lost my immunity. So, Hydreigon actually comes out. I'm going to keep this around. I'm going to go out Amanda Buzz on the Dark Pulse. And what I do want to do here is just click U-turn pretty safely. I assume I assume that the Hydreigon is Choice Lock in some fashion, which it is. And now what I can do here is I can just go out into Greedent. I can get some Body Slam damage off. Seismitoad's going to be our issue because we don't have too many means of dealing with that. Greedent's pretty slow. He's going to go for the Scald. He does not get the burn, so we're going to be able to get some good Body Slam damage off. The Toxic damage is racking up on my opponent. I'm going to go on a Seismitoad here. He goes for the Earthquake. That's a great play by my opponent because what he's going to be able to do is be able to get some damage off on my Seismitoad. However, now is when I can just go back out of the Greedent and sack it. I was hoping he'd go for another Scald there, but he does make the appropriate play and go for the Earthquake. There's the Toxic that comes off. Seismitoad's being worn down. And what we can do here now is go out into our Mandibuzz. And a foul play should pick this thing off from 14%, I would assume. I would hope. As my opponent makes the good Fable play. And what I would like to do here is actually defog these rocks away. While Rotom and Mandibuzz both have the heavy-duty boots, my Darmanitan does not. And that Clefable is pretty fast, actually. Pretty fast. So, probably Life Orb, Magic Guard. I've seen a lot of those running around recently. And unfortunately, our Seismitoad is going to go down here. I'm going to try to toss off an Earthquake. He goes down to his own Seismitoad. Fine. We get a little bit more recovery there. So that's definitely not how I anticipated that turn to play out. I thought that the Clefable was definitely going to go for the Moonblast or something like that. I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks as he actually shows that he's Substitute Hydreigon. That's not good for us in any way, shape, or form. That is not good for us in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to go for some Scalds as he's going to start nasty plotting all over me. I think he's trying to go for +4. I'm going to go on to Darmanitan, because what I can do is I can just go for the U-turn. I'm going to go for the U-turn into Mandibuzz here, as he goes to the Dark Pulse here. Okay, so I don't know if that was the appropriate play, because what I can do is I can go back out into my Darmanitan, and I can click Icicle Crash. Provided we connect, we knock out the Hydreigon. As he actually goes out on the Mandibuzz here. So we're going to get some big boy damage. We do one-shot the Mandibuzz, which is pretty nice. Got his Ditto, which is still in the back there, which now does choose to come out. So I've got two perfect counters, in my opinion. I could see a U-turn. I'm going to go for Icicle Crash. Yeah, I'm going to go for Icicle Crash because I'm going to get some big damage off on the Clefable or the Hydreigon. As Clefable does come out, we're able to connect that Icicle Crash. We are going to be able to knock out the Clefable with the crit. So crit for crit. You can probably go back out in the Ditto once more. And what I do want to do here is he can pretty safely go for U-turn. I think going Seismitoad is the play here, as he does go for the U-turn. He's going to be able to get back in that Hydreigon. And now Hydreigon can go for a substitute here. What I want to do is be a little bit more aggressive and go out in a Darmanitan on the substitute. There's that. I'm going to Icicle Crash because I think he'll go for another sub. And now what I want to do is I want to go out in a Seismitoad here. There's the Dark Pulse that comes off. This is going to be an interesting one on how to beat this. Dark Pulse comes off. Okay, that's perfectly fine. He definitely could be faster. I'm going to go for the Volt Switch. He does go for the substitute. You get a crit Volt Switch, maybe? Fortunately, we're not going to be able to break his sub, so we go back into our Darmanitan. We play this game of trying to break his sub. So we'll U-turn here to break his sub, and then he can go for another one. I think what it's going to come down to is if I can get this Hydreigon down low enough. It's gonna come down to whether or not Darmanitan wins a speed tie. So he does go out into, or he does get the Dark Pulse here. So what I need to do, actually, I wonder. Player Blitz does not knock you out. Icicle Crash does. I think I need to get really lucky right here. I think I need to get really lucky. We are not that lucky. We are not so lucky. It's a double down. Unfortunately, my opponent is going to be able to take that away because they did initiate that turn. So that is going to be the end of our live right here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you guys have, feel free to show some love on that like button. If you guys have any teams or Pokemon you guys want to see me show off, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. And if you guys are new and you guys want to see some more Showdown content, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. All that being said, I'm going to remind you guys to be great and do great. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later.